Today I'll be designing COVID-19 stickers. Let's get started. Okay, so now we're going to start by opening the assets. So I'm just going to select them and then open them. And now I'm just defining the size of the canvas, the length and the width, and then I hit OK. Okay, now I copy and paste the assets in the main file. And now I'm just going to scale it down. And now I'm going to make this transparent, and then I might change my mind later. Okay, everything's looking good. So now I'm copying and pasting, I think it's the needle. And I'm scaling it down. And then after that, I'm just going to color it. And you don't have to do everything transparent, but that's what I'm doing here. Okay. Now that I have all my assets in the file, I'm going to start moving them around and scaling them and seeing what would work. Okay, I'm back. Now we're just going to color everything in. Okay, it looks like the needle's too big, so that needs to be smaller. So to scale down, you transform, and that's Control T or Command T on your Mac. And then when you see the diagonal area on the corner, you just hit Shift and then scale down. And some people, they like to draw their own assets using Adobe Illustrator, but for now I'm just going to be using free online resources. So this is a text file I made, and it's a compilation of what stickers I'm going to do. And every time I finish something on the list, I like to put a check mark next to it, and it just keeps me organized. So this is the first one. This is what it came out like, and I know I haven't recorded the whole process, but you will notice on the other stickers it's just a repetitive thing. So here I copied it and pasted it on the sticker set file, and now I'm going to work on the new one. So that one I was just basically trying to show you how to scale down images, color them in, reposition them, and then I'll show you how I input the text and every other detail during the processes of these ones. So like before, I just copy and pasted in the file, and now I'm rescaling it. And as you can see, the outline on this one is kind of lighter than the black we were using. You know, there's actually different shades of black out there, and when we're designing, we don't tend to use absolute black. I mean, for RGB files, for files you're using on the web and whatever, you can use absolute black, which is the darkest black available. But when we go to print, it's actually a good habit to practice picking the shades a little bit lighter and kind of above, because in reality there's no such thing as absolute black. Okay, so what I did right now was I had a circle drawn out from the other sticker, and I just copied and pasted it here, so everything remains in the same measurements. And like before, we're coloring everything in. When I get confused, what I like to do is I color everything in white first, and then depending on what ideas come to me, I then put the other colors in. Okay, and what I did right there was I made a layer in the color black, and I was using the layer modes like multiply and overlay, and you can experiment with these layer modes and you'd be surprised how pretty the results you get. Okay, so right there I hit the T icon, and you can just hit T on your keyboard and you click any area on the document and you start typing out, and I had preset fonts available for me. And right now I'm just typing out the message, adding a space there and experimenting with the fonts. You don't tend to get it right on the first try, so yeah. And right here there's a curve icon at the top in the toolbar. I selected the curve and I just played, see the angle? The angle is a bit off the circle, so what you have to do there is, instead of scaling it down, that won't help, you would go back into the arc and change the angle, or change the font and change the angle, and this is the result I ended up with. I just played around with the colors and different layer modes, and as you can see, it's actually getting better. And it's actually very easy. When you look at these stickers from the bat, they look very difficult to make. And once you break it down, you realize it's just assets, text, and playing around with colors. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm saving the file just in case anything happens. It's good to save your files frequently. The newer versions of Photoshop tend to save your changes if some crash happens, but it's not always the case that backup save occurs. So you want to be sure to save your file every once and then, and the command for that is Control S or Command S on your Mac. Okay, now I just copied and pasted it in my sticker set file, and now I'm starting with the third one. And I'm not sure what happened here. Oh, okay. So this is the asset. It looks like that, and it kind of looks like a finished sticker, but I wanted something custom and different than what you can find online, obviously. So all I needed were the footprints, and this is actually a free file. This is free, and make sure when you design you choose free resources. You don't plagiarize someone else's artwork. So all I did was cut out the feet, and I took the feet, and now I'm making the background clear, and I'm going to be working with just the feet here. And I copied and pasted the circle. Of course, we want everything to be consistent. Okay, and I just made a white circle that's slightly smaller, placed inside. And now I'm scaling down the shoes, the footprint, sorry. Yep. Okay, and I copied the same footprints with Control J. You hit Control J and then you drag them down, click and drag, and then they'll be the same size. And now I'm typing out 6 feet. In here I'm selecting the fonts again. And my favorite font website to use is 1001 Fonts. I know a lot of designers tend to use FontSpace, but the thing that annoyed me with FontSpace was when I went to their website, they would display all these lovely fonts, but when you go to download it, the download process is complicated. Versus 1001 Fonts, when you just hit the download button, it downloads directly to your computer without creating any accounts or filling out your credit card information. So yeah. And just the same process, we type out the text, we click the arc icon, and we adjust the arc to fit the arc of the circle that we drew. And the same thing for the bottom. And at the top, if you've noticed, it's going to be like plus and a number. For the bottom, to do the opposite effect, we're going to do minus. Once we have that typed out and arced, we're just going to drag it down to its rightful position. Okay. And now it's the fun time. We're going to play around with the effects. I think I didn't really like the text, and I'm going to kind of try something different until I get satisfied. Okay, so this is the finished result. Again, saving the file. And now I'm going to copy and paste it into the sticker set space. It's actually fun to see everything we've created in the same area. Now I'm just contemplating if it looks good, if any changes need to be made before moving it in that position. And this is the checklist. I put a check. And now working on the 4th sticker. Now this is one that's going to be using a face mask. And I know the other ones were colored in very nicely, but I wanted to do something more custom again, not relying on what's available online. So I just copied and pasted it into my workspace. And it looks like I'm making a lot of decisions here, whether it should be in the center, over the edge, and I'm kind of contemplating what to do and what colors I'll be choosing for this project. So it's taking quite a while, as you can see. Okay, so it looks like the computer got cut off, but this is what the finishing look looks like. And now I'm saving it. Okay, now we're going to copy it in the sticker set document and then drag and drop it in the right area. And again, it's the same process as the other ones, where you're just placing the asset in the file, copying the circle shape that we've created previously, and then typing out the text. Okay, now this is the 5th sticker. Okay, copying and pasting the circle, then the asset file, and now we're just going to play around with the colors. And here I'm just typing out the message I want to say. And then after that, you're going to curve it and for the bottom as well. Okay, so this is the checklist that we made, and now we're just going to tick off the last sticker. And all I did was I copied it and pasted it in the sticker set file like the other four. And right now what I'm going to create is a watermark. So I just type out my text and I'm gonna angle it and then pick the font. And I'm just gonna copy and paste the text, drag down, and then shift it to the side, and then I'm gonna do a selection for those two and the three, and then copy and paste all of it and then shift it up. So it's pretty easy. Okay, thank you for watching and have a good day.